Hello and welcome to another Pauper video. I'm Kalikaiz. Today I'm playing Pauper Spy combo, the Spy Walls combo. This version of the deck is the deck that Pauper Performance sent to me. This is a deck donation and they are also promoting their sideboard guide on Metafy. So if you want the sideboard guide for this deck that is on Metafy, it will be linked in the description. And we also have multiple discount codes. Some of them are more discount for first come, first serve. So check that out in the description below. If you haven't seen Spy, this deck works by getting all your lands out of your deck, of which we're playing just 4, 3 forest and 1 swamp. We can get the lands with things like Land Grant, or by cycling a Genercent or casting a Sagu Wildling, or casting a Gatecreeper Vine to get them out of the deck. When we have no lands left in the deck, we can Balustrade Spy, targeting ourselves, flip our deck over, then sacrifice 3 creatures to Dread Return, returning Lotleth Giant to the battlefield and blasting our opponent for lethal. The main deck of this version is playing 4 Masked Vandal and no Mesmeric Fiend, choosing to play 3 Avenging Hunters in the main deck. This gives you the sort of mid-range juke in the main deck. The sideboard has the 4 Mesmeric Fiends, as well as a 4th Avenging Hunter when we really want to go into the mid-range, and we also have Writhing Chrysalis and Mountain for that plan as well. We have 2 Fairy Macabres for Graveyard combo as well, and then 3 Fang Dragons, which is a creature that you can pick up off of your Lead the Stampede and your Winding Way, but it's a sweeper for elves, so that's why they put that in the deck. The players who made this version have put in a ton of work. This guide is gigantic. Took me a very long time to parse it, so let's see if I can make them happy and do a good job showcasing their version. I will see you in the matches. Upstate NY Pauper is hosting its 3rd open event on April 11th. This event has an 80-player hard cap, so sign up early. Over 1.8K in cash prizes. This event is going to be sweet, so check it out in the description below at the link or by scanning the QR code. I'll see you there. Thanks for watching. Did you know you could get sideboard guides on patreon.com/Kalikaiz? And did I mention you can get early access to videos on the YouTube page in the membership section? And if you like these videos, make sure to like and subscribe. We're here in match number 1 versus Roger Estrada. They always play Skred, the blue-red terror Skred. We have no lands, so it's a clear mulligan. Now we have 2 lands. We can Lotus Petal into the Genercent. We can put the Lotleth Giant on the bottom. I think this is probably fine. Put the Giant on the bottom, but it does require us to not get our Lotus Petal Spell Pierced. They're going to lead on a Preordain, so no Spell Pierce. I think we go... Okay, Lotus Petal. They had talked about you want to prioritize your green sources. We're going to grab a forest, play the Roost Seek from the Sagu Wildling, and we'll get a forest. Next turn, the plan is to go Wall of Roots into Elves of Deep Shadow. Play the Wall of Roots. Opponent will counterspell. That's okay, I guess. They cycle Alluring Revealed. Probably the Vault. Oh, they get an island. Interesting. Let's play out the Battlement. If they have double counterspell, that would be a bummer. They don't have double counterspell, so next turn I can Gatecreeper Vine for a forest, or Gatecreeper Vine for a swamp. They kill my Battlement, they play a terror. So we'll Gatecreeper Vine. Yes, we're going to go ahead and grab the last forest, play the forest, play the Elves of Deep Shadow. Now here we could try to YOLO Spy ourselves. They're tapping out for a Monarch. We might be, well... Still loses to a Spell Pierce. Let's see what we get. I think I'm just going to try to Spy myself. Play the Spy. Target me. 15 creatures. So we can Dread Return the Giant. Or... Yeah, that didn't work out. 15 damage. We lost our Swamp. This seems like I did poorly. We can't Dread Return this Spy. We can Dread Return... Okay, that was clearly the wrong decision. I'm going to have to pass. Opponent plays a land. If they're out of removal, they get in. We take 8. We go to 6. Assuming they have nothing, we can Winding Way or creature, and then try to play 2 creatures that are 1-drops. Win the game that way. Land Grant doesn't do anything. Cast Winding Way for a creature. We got 2 1-drops. Caretaker, and then Red Return the Spy. Sack. They've got a counterspell. Okay. So I think there was a clear misplay from my end of just trying to send it. It was a bit of a gamble. I'm not known for making tight plays. Let's see what the sideboard guide says. I'll go check. Well, I'm not sure how to sideboard here. I know that Mass Vandal could be helpful. I'm thinking Chrysalis and Mesmeric Fiend and Avenging Hunter. Let's go like a mid-range plan and then take out the... I know they're probably going to bring in Relic, but that slows them down. Cut the Vandals. Okay, never mind. Mid-range plan seems to be not the case. I think the players are usually siding out the Avenging Hunters. So we have 57 cards. We brought in... Okay, we're going to go up to 3 Vandals and submit. Hopefully I did that correctly. We're on the play. Let's keep... We can go Caretaker into Gatecreeper Vine into Elves of Deep Shadow. Don't have any card draw, but I have like a solid start, I guess. Maybe I can get the Genersent going. I'll play the Caretaker. They're probably not going to have a turn 1 Bolt. They play an island. We'll go land, Gatecreeper Vine. This is our best way to get the black source. Well, let's get the swamp and then make a green and play the Elves of Deep Shadow. Right now I have 4 mana in play, 5 mana. So with 1 more land, I could play the Genersent. They play an island. Another Caretaker. Let's play out a Caretaker and then play out the Masked Vandal and attack in for 1. This allows me to hardcast a Genersent. They have 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. Opponent is passing. Make green. I'll make green. And then I'll play a Genersent. They will counterspell. That is pretty expected. Definitely going to try it again if I have the opportunity. They cycle a Lorien Revealed. Breath Weapon would be a problem. They kill one of my Caretakers, which means I can't cast the Genersent. Let's cast the Land Grant for 0, which lets me cast the Genersent. Okay, get the Forest. I'll tap for 6, cast Genersent. One has a counterspell. Okay, now we are trying to top deck some... Lotus Petal would allow me to put a Lotleth Giant on the table. I can still cast a Dread Return targeting Genersent. Do we have any more 6-drops? Not really. They cycle a Lorien Revealed. Unfortunately, this specific matchup was not covered in the sideboard guide. One is going to play a Tolarian Terror. Okay. They have 2 mana. Could be a loose focus. We have a Wall of Roots. Then I can... Let's see. 1, 2, 3. I'll just pass the turn. I have 7 mana this next turn to hardcast a Lotleth Giant. When it brainstorms, they will play a Relic and a Tolarian Terror. Then I assume you crack the Relic right now. Instead they ponder. They'll attack for 5. We have to take the 5. We don't have to, I guess. I'm going to tap the Wall of Roots, make a mana, 7 mana for a Lotleth Giant. Opponent will exile my Land Grant, and then take 3 damage, going to 15. They're going to Brainstorm. Plays a Preordain to clear the Brainstorm. Plays a Ponder. The cantrips are flying on the other side. I think that Writhing Chrysalis would have been a better plan. Writhing Chrysalis plus Avenging Hunter. So we have a lot of blocks. I just didn't know exactly what to do, and I got a little bit scared. They play yet another Tolarian Terror. It's terrifying. We block. I want to know what the last card in their hand is. We go to 7. We have a Lead the Stampede. I can cast a Mesmeric Fiend. Check their hand, I suppose. Nothing. Let's cast... Oops, I keep hurting myself. Let's, guess I have to do it anyway. Cast Lead the Stampede. Elf, Gatecreeper, Genersent, Mass Vandal. I'm going to cast the Mass Vandal and go after the Relic. They're going to crack the Relic. Then I have 3 blockers, so no attacks. I could just try to not... I could just accept that I will lose to a Lightning Bolt and not block. We'll block, but I don't want to lose to a Lightning Bolt. So we'll stay at 6 life. They get their non-existent card back. Genersent. 1. Cast the Genersent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have a counterspell? Ugh. Okay. They're getting in. We will continue blocking. They do nothing. 4, 5. I guess I just have to cast the Genersent again. So now I have a 5, 7. I can block the Tolarian Terror. They could Skred it, and I could lose. They have the Skred. We'll go to round 2. Round 2, we're on the draw. I think I have to keep this hand. I have the Land Grant. On the draw, we're worried about a Spell Pierce. I can grant into, oh no, Delver. Delver turn 1. Okay, so my understanding is we could be favored here. Got a land grant. We'll get a forest. We'll play the Sagu, or yeah, we'll Roost Seek, grabbing a forest. We could also get the swamp and then go Wall of Roots Caretaker. I'll get the swamp. Opponent Delvers. So Force Spike would be the worst outcome at this point. Play the swamp. We drew a land naturally, which means we can like punk them. They don't do anything. We'll play Caretaker. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. Okay, so let's see if they didn't have like Spell Pierce or whatever. They brainstorm. They find a brainstorm. What's my plan? They get in for 6. We find a second spy. Play a land. I have 5 mana. I'm going to just cast a spy. When it will brainstorm. This is a value spy. I'll target myself. We flip 26 cards. Lotleth Giant is in the graveyard. Next turn, can we play 2 creatures? That's the question. Force is in the graveyard. When getting in, going to block, then cast a Masked Vandal. I'm going to try to lead the Stampede. Has to lead the Stampede. I just need some more creatures. I need enough creatures on the table. Okay, the Avenging Hunter is not very good. Return is on the bottom. I guess it can, it's like so bad. Okay, I'll pass. Just don't want to die to this darn insect. I have 5 mana right now. One has 3 cards. They haven't been doing anything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just auto resolves. Pass the turn. Opponent gets to shuffle their Ponder with the initiative trigger, which is pretty sweet for them. They have 4 cards. They declined to shuffle. They get in for 3. So they take the first part of the dungeon. They don't play a creature. I'm going to start by attacking. Let's see. Yes, I will attack. We take the initiative. We're going to use Lost Well. Scry 2. Generous Ends. Oh, I'm going to put those on the bottom. Play a Caretaker. Then I'm going to attempt a Spy. Spy? Question? We got a counterspell. Okay. I'll pass. Opponent plays a Tolarian Terror. Okay, we take 3. They get to go into Forge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I attack with Hunter and Vandal, I can play a Genercent. They make their Tolarian Terror bigger. Okay, I guess I lose. Urgh. So we're told to swap into Chrysalis and Mesmeric Fiend and the Mountain and cut the Avenging Hunter and the Masked Vandals and the Lotus Petal. Okay, I'm on the play. I can tell that I'm not very versed with Spy because I thought this was supposed to be a good matchup. We'll find out. Okay, we have Land Grant and Spy. I'm going to keep this. We'll put back... We can just put back the Forest and Land Grant for Forest, then Land Grant for Forest. Let's play Elf. We'll put back the Forest because we're on the play, so there's no Spell Pierce. I will Land Grant, Forest, play the land, play the Elf, then I will Land Grant for a Forest and pass the turn. We've revealed 10 cards. Opponent, no respect. They go for the turn 1 Delver. We'll play Wall of Roots and make green, play Winding Way. Creature. We ban a Winding Way, and I will pass the turn. We got multiple we have multiple spies in hand. We'll play Caretaker and Battlement if we can. That way we can get the Writhing Chrysalis on the table, potentially. Our opponent flips their Delver. Plays an island. I think they're probably going to counterspell my Battlement. Wow, okay. Let's play the Caretaker. They just let it resolve. Play Battlement. I have 2 mana left over. I'll just attack for 1. Opponent Mental Notes. Milling a Brainstorm. They Thought Scour, milling Brainstorm to spell. Okay, they're probably going to play a Terror next turn. We have a very large amount of mana. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we can start with the Lead the Stampede. Opponent grabs an island with a Lorien. They get in for 3. I'll go to 14. I have to pay attention to killing myself with this Elves of the Deep Shadow because it does damage to me. Wall of Roots is going to be mana neutral, so I'll play Wall of Roots. And then tap for 4, cast to Lead the Stampede. We have a lot of cards. Gatecreeper, Mesmeric Fiend, Caretaker, Caretaker. Sweet, 5 cards. I love that. Then let's go ahead and play the Gatecreeper Vine. We'll grab the Forest. Play the Forest. We'll play a Caretaker. I still have enough to cast it. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. So we can go for the Chrysalis this turn. They kind of have to counterspell. Try Chrysalis. I think we probably can win this game. Let's find out. Chrysalis is on the table. They might have a Demon Inferior. They might have a Sleep of the Dead. They play a 4th land. Another Delver. Plays a Tolarian Terror. So they have 3 cards in hand. Another Chrysalis. Well, let's make green. Play Caretaker. Make green again. Play the Gatecreeper Vine. Now I have an basically infinite amount of green. We'll grab the Swamp. Play the Swamp. Start with a Mesmeric Fiend. Check your hand. If they have 3 counterspells in hand, then I just play out the Chrysalis, I guess. They have counterspell Cryptic Serpent. So we take the counterspell, we tap for a bajillion, tap for black, tapping the Vine, Balustrade Spy. Okay, that one was much, much easier. Then what do? We have a bunch of creatures in the graveyard. We're going to Dread Return the Lotleth Giant. We're going to sacrifice Spy, creature. And our opponent dies. Okay, I've won a game. Can I do it again? I'll resubmit. I was looking at the wrong sheet before. I was looking at the 5 land list versus the 4 land list. Game 3. We're on the draw, so we have to worry about Spell Pierce, but we don't have any lands regardless. Oh god. Our opponent kept 7. Well, this is so sketchy. We're gonna have to keep though. Get rid of Spy. Oh man, we're gonna lose to a land grant or to a Spell Pierce. They play Island. They just go for the Delver. I was thinking my opponent would just go for the Delver, and luckily they did. So thank you, opponent. We land grant. Then we're gonna Sagu for the red land. I think we try to get the Chrysalis going. Land, Roost Seek. We will grab the Mountain. We shuffled our Spy back into the deck. So this turn, our goal is to play Wall of Roots into Elves of Deep Shadow. Then we have 3 mana. Now they find a Spell Pierce off of the Brainstorm. So maybe they just had it in hand, but they didn't feel like they wanted to cast it. They get in for 3. Land, play the Wall of Roots. So what's the most mana? They Mental Note away, Spell Pierce Mental Note. We will play Caretaker. Now I have 4 mana in play. Looks like my opponent is thinking about playing out a Tolarian Terror. I have 4 mana in play. Gatecreeper Vine would put me down to 3 mana. I could play the Elf. I think if they play the Terror, I just put the Chrysalis on the table. They're trying to pay costs, but they are not doing it. They thought Scour. So now the Terror will cost 2. Okay, but they milled a Serpent. So currently Terror costs 1 single mana. They play out a Cryptic Serpent. They'll bash in for 3. Then I will find an Elf. Make a Writhing Chrysalis. My plan is to chump the Serpent with a Spawn, crack it. They're getting in. I'll block with the Spawn, and I will sacrifice the Spawn. Now I have a 3/4 Chrysalis. We found a Spy. I think I play out Gatecreeper Vine, and I grab a Forest. This resolves. Play the Forest. Play Elves of Deep Shadow. Then I'll tap for green, play another Elves of Deep Shadow, and pass the turn. I think I will block with my Gatecreeper Vine and the Spawn. Our opponent Mental Notes. Milling Lorien Revealed Ponder. I could actually block with Chrysalis and an Elves of Deep Shadow on the Tolarian Terror, but that seems mid as well. Okay. Opponent will attack. Okay. Block, and block. Maybe what they wanted to do was take me lower on creatures so I can't double Dread Return if they have a single Dread Return, or single mana. Let's start with a Lead the Stampede. Take Battlement, Wildling. Okay. Land grants and Winding Ways to go to the graveyard or the bottom. Say any order. We'll go green, cast Roost Seek. They could Spell Pierce, I guess. Grab the Forest. I'll play Forest. Tap. Then I will Caretaker, tapping the Wall of Roots, and play the Overgrown Battlement. Now this turn, I think I will Chrysalis plus an Elf on the Tolarian Terror, taking 6. When it's attacking in, they didn't do anything pre-combat, so this should just work. They can choose to kill the Chrysalis, or they can choose to kill the Elf. They choose to kill the Chrysalis. We're at 8 life. We have a solid amount of mana. They play out a Delver. We found the Swamp. I will attempt a Balustrade Spy. We have 6 creatures. They're going to counterspell. Play Lead the Stampede. They spell Pierce. So I'll pay the 2. We take Ent, Battlement, Caretaker, Wall of Roots. I'm at 6 life right now. I have to block the Serpent. If they have a tap thing in hand, they can tap down 2 of my creatures. So I will play out the Caretaker by itself and pass. They reveal a Mental Note and flip their Delver. Mental Note, Milling Thought Scour, Spell Pierce. Plays out a Tolarian Terror. They'll get in for 9. I have to block the Cryptic Serpent and I'll throw the Elves of the Deep Shadow in front of it. Okay. I'll go to 5. Using the Elves of the Deep Shadow is sketchy now. Let's try Wall of Roots to start. Play a Battlement. Try a Winding Way for creature. We get a Mesmeric Fiend. How much mana do I make? 6 right now. I'm going to go to 4. Wait, I lost my creature. So I'm going to undo. I can't undo. Darn. That's bad. We'll make black. Cast the Mesmeric Fiend. I'll take your Deep Analysis, because Dispel doesn't do anything. 5, 6 mana. Tapping the Mesmeric Fiend. Play a Generous Ent. Does that work? Hopefully. Cast a Generous Ent. Pass a turn. Next turn, I can use the Elf and the Wall of Roots to make 2 mana to crack the food. I have Dispel and 1 unknown. Sleep of the Dead on the Ent. Okay, that's pretty bad. They should have slept my other creature too, but they didn't. So we're going to block and block. Then I can go to 4, then back up to 4. Doesn't really do anything. I'll go to 2 here. I think I just have to accept this trade. No, I'm going to do it. Food token. I go to 7. I go back to 4. I found a spy. Okay, well, nothing matters. Play the Battlement. Opponent really worked really hard. I think they could have won. They'd left my other creature, but they didn't. So I will take it. Spy myself. Maybe they just forgot that that was an option. Doo-doo-doo. We will bring back the Lotleth Giant. Sacrifice, sacrifice, sacrifice. Okay. 1-1 on to round 3. Round 3 on the play. Ludo RJ is our opponent. Okay, sorry. I was having fun there. Let's keep... the Lotleth Giant is not great in hand, but let's see what we can do. Grab a forest. Lay the forest. Cycle for a forest. Boom. Got a lot of lands out of the deck very quickly. Our opponent is on Mountain. That's scary. I'll play the Wall of Roots. I'm not going to use the Wall of Roots to use the cycle just yet. Ooh, Island. So they're on Skred or some sort of Jeskai Snow. Can I get my rebuttal against the Skred deck? Grabs an island or plays Volatile Fjord, but they revealed an island. So we're going to cycle. If I find... See, we have 3 mana right now, so we cannot cast the Avenging Hunter, but it would be pretty good in this position. We have our last land. Play land. Play to Lead the Stampede. We'll take Battlement, Wildling, Caretaker, Wall of Roots. Okay, awesome. And we can play the Caretaker for a green. So if they tap out, we could try for the Spy. We can also just try to slam Avenging Hunter. They bolt my creature. Now they have Island. I'm going to bolt my other creature. Okay. So we have no mana. I'll play a land. Play the Wall of Roots. I'm going to counterspell. Play the Battlement. They've used 1 counterspell so far. Next turn, we just try to put the Avenging Hunter on the table. Plays a Relic. Okay. Main deck Relic. I will attempt actually, maybe just attempt the Sagu and then go from there. Like, let's see if they have a counterspell. They don't, or they didn't want to. Sagu on the table means that it's harder for them to be wanting to play out their Monarch. Our opponent is brainstorming. They've chosen a very sweet art of the counterspell. I like that. Pretty basic. Lightning bolts, though. 1 foil, 1 non-foil. Cracks the Relic. Okay. So they're not playing a Tolarian Terror anytime soon. Plays out an Augur of Bolas. They have to represent counterspell here. We only have 5 mana. They pass. Well, I guess I'm going to attempt the Avenging Hunter, get a counterspell out of their hand. They're going to use an Ice. Okay, GG. Unfortunately. 1, 2, 3, 4. Spy. Dome myself. And we will Dread Return, targeting the Lotleth Giant. Boom, boom, boom. Nice and easy, I guess, but I didn't expect them to tap out there. I mean, tapping my one creature wasn't very helpful. We win the game. Let's see. So they're a counterspell deck. They have relics. I think I want to just try to go through them with the mountains and like bring in the Mez Fiends. Get rid of these Vandals. Sure, you've got your relic, whatever. What else can I cut? I really want to be on a mid-range plan. So I'm planning on drawing a lot of cards through my deck. Maybe I will trim a giant and a spy. Maybe I cut 2 elves. I don't know. Let's go to 1 dread return and bring the spy back in. I do not know. I wish that I had the sideboard guide for this match. I tried to infer, but it didn't work out. Okay, we will mulligan. I do think that I want Writhing Chrysalises. We have no land. Mulligan to 5. We have 1 land, but we can't use it. We're on a 4. We're not doing very well here, but now I have stuff to do, so we'll keep. We have 2 lands. We have to put 3 cards back. So Mesmeric Fiend, Lead the Stampede, Sagu. Play Mountain, cycle, and hope the Winding Way hits, and that we resolve it. Our opponent goes for Ponder turn 1. We'll play land. We just kept a hand with lots of card draw, but who knows if it'll work out. They appear to be holding a counterspell. I'll cycle and grab a forest. Play the forest. I will pass the land grant. So I can either get the land grant now, they allow it to resolve. Okay. We'll attempt to cast a Winding Way. I have 3 mana, so I'm just going to keep slamming draw spells. Counterspell for the opponent. Makes sense. Turn 2. Oh, turn 3 for the opponent. Okay. Plays a land. Just going to counterspell again, okay? Well, I don't really have a choice. I'm going to try to play in straight into your counterspell. They also have an upkeep stop because they're playing ice in their deck. Would you like to ice my land? I will attempt a battlement. They let the battlement resolve, so now I have 4 mana. I could top deck a Chrysalis and cast it. They cycled the Lorien Revealed, this time probably for the Volatile Fjord. They get the Volatile Fjord. They play out Spellstutter Sprite, so this is not at all what I thought it was. This is a Fairies deck. Can't believe it. I thought it was a Terror deck. Terror. They are getting in for 1. Probably going to Ninja. Okay, so they have Ninja the Deep Hours. It's turn 4 for them. They have a red land they could play. My best draw is probably a Cerule Gatekeeper, Caretaker. I could play the Caretaker and then hold it on back on defense. We're going to lead the Stampede. Land. Okay, we've got the Elves of the Deep Shadow, Generous Ent, and a Spy. And then the rest go to the bottom. We will cycle the Generous Ent. Get Forest. Play my Elf. Opponent cycles a Lorien Revealed again. I don't like that they get to hit me with the Ninja here, but I'm not going to shove my Elf in front of it. I'll let them have their card. They're up to 6 cards in hand. They Skred my wall. That's just mean. The Avenging Hunter is bad into fairies. Let's try Lead the Stampede. Alright, we're done. They've got me. Counterspelled me out. We know we're up against fairies, so we are cutting the Avenging Hunter, maybe? Let me go look. So versus Dimir, they take out all the elves, the pedal, and then they take out 3 hunters. We have 5 cards to bring in. Well, I guess we're bringing the Masked Vandals back in, keeping those in play because they block the ninjas. And bringing in a Fang Dragon. Okay. On the play, game 3. All right, we'll keep. Play the forest. We'll Roost Seek. And we will grab the mountain. I do have Dread Return in hand, which isn't amazing. Opponent ponders. Then they pass. We draw a Mez Fiend, so maybe I should have gotten the mountain. Oh well. Mistakes were made. Or the forest. Oh, what am I talking about? I should have gotten the swamp because Mesmeric Fiend costs black. Think this one through. Opponent's passing. Go land, play out a Wall of Roots. I will land grant, grab the last forest. Then I'll cast a Lead the Stampede. They have a counterspell. Sad times. Our opponent's brainstorming. Then they cast a relic. And a land. Play out the Volatile Fjord. We have a Winding Way. I'll try Winding Way. Creature. We've been 2 Winding Ways. We find the Spy and the Vine. So I can play Gatecreeper Vine. This is insane. This is crazy. Gatecreeper Vine. I can't believe this is happening. Yep. We're going to grab the Swamp. That's the last card in my deck. I'll tap for 3, 4 mana. Hit you with the Spy. Nice Relic of Progenitus. Brutal. Brutal. This is maybe a tilt. My opponent would be... Wait, do we not have any more dead returns in the deck? You sideboard? No! I killed myself. Mistakes were made. We'll see you in round 4. Wow, that was so dumb. Okay, see you in round 4. I gotta say, that was pretty funny. That was the highs and lows. I was thinking to myself, wait a second. Is this gonna work out? No, definitely not. Probably should have not played into that relic right there. Oh boy. Round 4. We are on the draw. Now, I don't think that the sideboard guide is the reason that I failed. I think it was pilot error, operator error. Okay, I'm going to keep this hand. We can get a lot of lands out of our deck quickly. Put it on Urza's Mine. So Avenging Hunter, probably good. They're on Candy Trail. Okay, maybe not so good. If they're playing the big guys, Tron. We have to go fast. We'll play a land. We'll land Grant. Grab the Forest. I need to ramp as fast as possible, so I think I play the Elf. Then turn 2, we play Wall of Roots. I'll have 2 mana left over. We can Sogyu Wildling, use the Rooseek for the Swamp, Generous End for the Forest. Then I'll have all the lands out of my deck. Play Forest. We'll play Wall of Roots. I will cycle for a Forest, and then Roost Seek, and grab our Swamp. Pass the turn. Opponent draws a card. They're at 23. If I find Spy, I win, or like from hand. We have 5 mana in play, so we can just cast the Avenging Hunter. I think it's probably best to just play Lead the Stampede. They Malevolent Rumble. They find Pact Altair, Mine Tower, Map. So they are on Tron. They choose the tower. Best draw for me is Spy. We'll play Swamp, cast Lead the Stampede. There's a Spy. Spy, fine. Will not take the Lotleth Giant. I'll put the Battlement into hand. I currently have 3 mana. I'll play out the Battlement. That's the turn. They have to kill me this turn, or I'm going at them. They currently have 8 mana and 1 color source. Pact Altair is in the graveyard because they chose the tower. They can go Altar, Retriever, sack the Retriever for the Pact Altair, play the Pact Altair, and then go off from there. They choose to play out a Pact Altair. Maybe they just have Altar double Retriever in hand and nothing ever mattered. They have Altar. Okay, so it's not the end. Play land. I'll play Gatecreeper Vine. 1, 2. Fail to find. Is there any way for me to lose? I have 8 mana. And I do have a black in. I have 2 black. Let's try Winding Way. Creature. We have a Vandal. Play Lotus Petal. Play a Wall of Roots. Attempt to Spy. Bring myself. Do you have opponent scoops? Really, you should be looking at the opponent's deck just to see what they're up to. We'll attempt to Dread Return the Lotleth Giant. Sack. Okay, we got there somehow. Hit them for 32, and they're at -7. I've been told that we want to go up 4 Fiend and 2 Fairy Macabre. We're taking out 3 Caretakers and 3 Avenging Hunters. Nice to have a easy map and not have to think about it. Alright, opponents on the play. We have a Masked Vandal. Spies in hand. Keep. We go land Grant. Opponent plays a Candy Trail turn 1. We need the Vandal in play to use the Caretaker mana, but we can also just cast Winding Way on turn 2. Land, fetch out my Forest, and I'll play the Caretaker. Opponent's turn. They play a Forest. Probably going to rumble here. They rumble, finding Rumble, Banger Marauder, Pact Altair, Candy Trail. Okay. Wait, what? Oh no, they had 1 Rumble, Fang Marauder, Pact Altair, Candy Trail. They chose a Candy Trail. We drew a Fairy Macabre. Play land and cast Winding Way. We draw 3 creatures. So let's put the Lotleth Giant in the graveyard. Next turn we can go Wall of Roots into Elves of Deep Shadow. We can always Fairy Macabre if we really want to use the Masked Vandal. One plays another Malevolent Rumble, milling over a Breath Weapon. They choose the Urza's Mine here. Plays the Urza's Mine. Plays a Candy Trail. We're trying to race, I guess. But we likely want to try to Mezfiend to check their hand. We find another Spy. I will play Wall of Roots. Now I have 2 mana. Make a green, play the Elf. Now I have 1 mana, so that was not the greatest. I could have just used the Caretaker for the green. That was not great. But I have 5 mana now, so I can lead the Stampede into 2 mana left over. They play a Power Plant, and then they just pass the turn. We have a Mesmeric Fiend. Let's start with lead the Stampede. Another Fairy Macabre. So Elf, Fairy, Gatecreeper, battlement, battlement. I really want to put the battlement on the table. The Gatecreeper Vine would give me a land, so 1, 2. I think the battlement is better, so we're going to tap for playing a battlement. I have 9 creatures in hand, so I guess I'm going to discard a Vandal and an Elf. They gain 3. They gain 3. They're at 26. Discard Vandal. Discard Elf of Deep Shadow. We have double Spy, and we have the Mesmeric Fiend. We have multiple black mana. Okay, opponent plays a Prophetic Prism. We might want to Vandal that so they can't use a Breath Weapon to get back something. My turn. We can Gatecreeper Vine. Is this just the go time? Maybe. We'll grab Forest, play Forest. Play another Gatecreeper Vine. We will grab the Swamp. Green, make a black, attempted Mez Fiend. So they have double Heritage Reclamation. Okay, so the only way they win is just take Heritage Reclamation. And then we make black. Wrong color. We cast a Spy. And then I target myself. I have enough creatures to Spy 2 times. I will attempt a Dread Return on Lotleth Giant. Sacrifice, sacrifice, sacrifice. And then they're going to Heritage Reclamation. And they have nothing else in hand. They go after the Giant, which is fine. Then we will Dread Return our other Giants. Sacrifice, sacrifice, sacrifice. Okay, we are now 2 and 2. Round 5. This is it. We have 2 mana. We have Avenging Hunter. It seems like a keep. We can... Opponent said that they liked the video, so thank you very much, opponent. Rice Krispie? Rice Krispies. Let's play a land and pass the turn. I don't want to run the Elf out because I want to go for turn 2 Wall of Roots into Elf. They bolt probably Madness Burn. Yes, Faithless Looting indicates it's most likely Madness Burn. So can we win on the play? They're using their bolts pretty aggressively, so they might just have a couple of Fire Blasts and then the win condition in hand. Let's cycle. Grab the Forest. Play Forest, Wall of Roots into Elf. Using the Elf is a little sketchy. They play a Kessig. Not amazing for me. Then they Lava Dart my Elf. I go to 13. 2 cards in hand for the opponent. We'll play a Wall of Roots. Tap, tap. Or we're going to use the mana. We'll play Gatecreeper Vine. We'll grab a Forest. And pass. If I top deck a Spy, I think I can go for the win. If they attack, I will block with the Wall of Roots because they could have already bolted that and they won't be able to Lava Dart it for lethal. They have 4 mana. Here comes the Gutter Snipe. We're toast. Oh, it's a Faithless Looting. I'm sort of toast. Not all the way toast. Okay, Sneaky Snacker returns. I believe in the guide here they were saying that this is a race. We find Spy. So we're winning the race, I guess. We go Gatecreeper Vine. We grab our Swamp. And we YOLO. I'll play out my Spy. They have to kill 2 of my creatures. Point out myself. Seems unlikely they'll be able to take out 2 of the creatures. Dread Return. Target the Giant. Sacrifice, sacrifice, and sacrifice. They could have lethal too. I mean, Bolt Fire Blast is 9, 10, 11 with the Lava Dart, which is almost lethal. Wow. I felt like I got away with one. Okay, so the creator said no hunters. Bad in the matchup. Bring in 3 fiends. It clears the way a little bit. We'll see how this goes. Game 2 on the draw. Land. Okay, we're keeping. We're probably going to just attempt a turn 2 battlement. Opponent Relic of Progenitus. Okay. Play land, play a Caretaker. I didn't expect Relic, but that's definitely an option. They bolt my creature. Gets rid of my creature. We will cycle Generous Ent. Forest, play Caretaker. Now this next turn we have cycle into play Generous Ent, into play Mass Vandal on the Relic. They have to crack the Relic, and then I can play the battlement. So maybe if they now they're going to just they grab the prize, pitching a robbery. You have another bolt. Doesn't seem like it. Cycle to Ent. Forest, land, will Vandal. I guess it's only 2 mana that I have, or 1 mana right now, so I didn't have enough mana. They'll just crack the Relic in response, which is fine. Basic, they have to crack the Relic to get that card, otherwise it's like waste for them. And now we'll go Gatecreeper into Battlement. Opponent grabs Snack. Snack comes back. Searing Blaze on my Caretaker. But Gatecreeper gets the Swamp so I can play my card. Gatecreeper. Grab the Swamp. And we'll play the Battlement. Might as well attack. We currently have 6 mana. The Masked Vandal does not count as for the Overgrown Battlement. It's technically a wall because of Shapeshifter, but it's not a defender. They'll put us to 11. We play a Flame Breather, and then what? Grab the prize, pitching Searing Blaze. I will cast Lead the Stampede. Take some creatures. Ent Caretaker. Okay. So any order for the rest? We'll play the Cerulean Caretaker. We'll play out the Mesmeric Fiend, see if I can stop them from doing anything crazy. We'll take the Gutter Snipe. Pass the turn. Maybe I should have taken the Lightning Bolt. And they could Gutter Snipe but not do anything. That was probably a better plan. Probably a better plan, everybody. I will block. Puts me to 6. Grab the prize. Oh no, they just have Bolt. Because that was a mistake. Okay. Wrecked. If I took the Bolt, I think I would have had another turn. I'll resubmit. On the play. Land Grant. Can't go anywhere, so I have to mulligan. Land Grant into Generous Ent. Okay, we will keep. We'll put back Lead. Then I'll Land Grant. Grabbing a Forest. Turn 2 Walroots Caretaker. Play the Forest. Grab our Forest. Opponent's turn. Plays a Mountain. We top deck a Dread Return. We'll play Wall of Roots and put a Caretaker on the battlefield. I currently have 4 mana. They're going to bolt the Caretaker. We play a Mountain and play a Highway Robbery. See if they've got the Snacker. They choose discard, discarding Snacker, and it will return. Sad for me. I'll play Gatecreeper Vine. We will grab Swamp, I guess, and then Winding Way. Creature. We'd hit 2 Gatecreeper Vines, and that's it. Bad news. I need... Well, if I get another black source, I can Dread Return on my Generous Ent, which is maybe helpful. This turn I can play double Gatecreeper Vine. They play a Flame Breather and Bolt Face. We find the Spy. Play the Gatecreeper Vine. Grabbing the Forest. I will see what's in their hand. A bajillion Lava Darts. Bad news. So let's take a Lava Dart. Then they have to spend a Lava Dart. They're getting in. I'll block. Oh boy. I'll dart my creature. They dart the Mesmeric Fiend. Returns the dart to hand. So they have 1 dart in hand still. They have 3 damage from darts. Casting a Highway Robbery. Discards Faithless Looting. Maintains dart in hand. Then they kill my Gatecreeper Vine. Play a Wall of Roots. Then play a Gatecreeper Vine. We'll pass the turn. Fail to find. Your turn. So Highway Robbery and Looting are in the graveyard. And the Lava Dart. So I don't know their hand anymore. They have 5 mana and 2 cards in hand. We're going to block. And they're just a block all day situation. I'm at 10. The Lava Darts are 4 damage total. Lazy Gutter Snipes, the Lava Darts are now 8 damage. So if they have a blank in their hand, nope. Not today. GG. Never didn't have it. All right. I feel that our deck is not very well positioned against the Mono Red Madness, but it is what it is. I definitely punted in a prior round and we got creamed here. So let me know what you think about this video and the deck. I think that everyone is now prepared for Spy, so it might not be quite as well positioned, but if you want the very, very, very detailed ins and outs and all that stuff, check out the Pauper performance on Metafy. I'll link in the description below. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.